champion. Here live on Paramount Plus, the head-to-head. We are in the welterweight division. Both guys making weight. Pretty even on the height. It is actually dead even on the height. Just 1 inch reach advantage for Medina. He's got those big old shoulders and arms. Both guys still in their 20s. Medina 3 year the younger. We are ready to get it started. Let's take it back to Lupe Contreras.
Este duelo, 3 vueltas, división peso welter. This about 3 rounds in the welterweight division. Los jueces son, the judges are Dorian Mirasola, Marc Streisand y Ricardo Celis. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Presentando la esquina azul, vestido de azul, presenting the blue corner, wearing blue. Sobre la báscula, marcó un peso oficial de 169 libras y 3 cuartos on the scale. He registered an official 169 and 3/4 pounds. Entra por segunda vez a la jaula con récord de 1 victoria. He enters la jaula for the second time as a pro with a record of 1 victory. Representando a Santa Clara, Cuba, el elefante pentón, Antonio Noda. Su contrario en la esquina roja, vestido de blanco, his opposition in the red corner, wearing white. Su peso oficial, 170 libras y media, his official weight, 170 and 1/2 pounds. Igual que su rival, entra por segunda ocasión a la jaula, con récord de 1 victoria. Like his opponent, he too enters la jaula for the second time as a pro with a record of 1 victory. Fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, Georgie Medina. El referee from the DR, Tommy Santana.
Tommy Santana, the third inside la jaula.
Muy buenas noches, caballeros. Bienvenidos a su combate global. Hemos repasado el reglamento en la parte de atrás y espero una pelea dura pero limpia. ¿Alguna pregunta, señor? ¿Alguna pregunta? Toca guante si desean.
2 big-time prospects, 2 big-time talents, both looking to go 2-0. They have put the time in. Great stories for both these guys. Georgie Medina, another big talent coming out of Chicago. That's him in the white. He comes out on all 4s.
Right from the start, Max, there's no doubt here. Georgie's going to be pushing the pace. He's more the aggressive of the fighter of the two. Noda's more patient, stick to his wrestling. However, he has been doing that training with the Romero. That's going to help him out with that wrestling, but great strike with his broad shoulders. Powerful strength, Thunder.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys are noticing, like they're kind of testing each other to see where, you know, who's gonna attack first, like what's the strategy. That's actually like something that as a fighter you have to make sure, because you don't want to get, you know, surprised.
In the middle of Hala, Medina trying to hit that lead leg for Noda, who was a black belt in Taekwondo, as you would expect in Cuba. Kind of going the right route of the combat sports, but now looking to get well-rounded in MMA as Medina comes over with that left hand.
And we saw the same situation the last time we saw Noda inside La Jaula, very patient, looking for that opportunity where to strike. Georgie, though, just right from the start, Thunder, just pushing away, coming inside, working the legs, finding an opportunity to strike.
Yeah, you get the right kick on the knee, the right kick on the leg, and you know you're gonna get your opponent down, and that's very painful.
You would know.
Oh,
You've been in there.
Oh yes, I know.
Did you notice that Medina coming out? He did that Jacare Souza walk out on all 4s. The Cayman, learning from the greats as he comes in hot with that left hand.
The alligator.
He's looking.
Ooh, beautiful right. Hook right from the start, jab.
Yeah, have you noticed that he's been doing inside kicks and outside kicks? He's working the leg as much as possible.
Yeah, he's softening up Noda just to find that opportunity to strike.
These are some big fellas at 170. Medina, good combination, both the jab and that left hand connecting on Noda. Now he works the lead leg. Oh! Came upstairs, but he didn't hit it clean.
And that's very dangerous when you lose control when you're striking that way, because they can take over.
Yeah, and that's right. And you know, you mentioned, Thunder, earlier on that you could be the biggest hype in amateur, but when it comes to the professional levels, it's a whole different game, especially if you leave your state. Because if you're in your state, you tend to meet the people that you fought in amateur levels, you leave them in the professional levels. But when you start fighting elsewhere, These are brand new type of opponents.
Yeah, and you never know who these people are training with and who are their training partners, you know, and what trick they have under, you know.
Medina, who's fighting from Valley Flow Striking, which we've seen a lot. We saw from Enrique Baby Bull Gonzalez last week, Caroline Gallardo, Bilal Muhammad. So Chicago bearing some fruit. Tough upbringing in the west side of Chicago for Medina. Had to avoid a lot of the pitfalls that caught a lot of his friends.
They're having so much success out of that camp, Max. You know, of course, Juliana Pena, Enrique Baby Bull, #1 lightweight.
I left Juliana out of that just so she could text me and be upset. That's what I look forward to. I'll get a text.
I think Noda needs to start checking some of those kicks, man.
Yep, he's getting, and it's a little uncomfortable here, opening round, just under 2 minutes to go.
Well, you know, when you're a wrestler, it's a habit. You're so used to crunching down when you have that background in wrestling. But so you have to check those kicks.
You know what's
Can't forget.
interesting? You know what's interesting? They used to give me so much trouble when I was training because I was a wrestler and I had that crouch and I almost got caught because I wasn't paying attention to anything else.
Yeah, and you have to be cautious.
Almost like a little
But
question
you know,
mark there.
when you're a wrestler, you tend to grab the striking quite well. It just.
Well, it depends.
It depends, but
yes.
for the most part.
Minute 15 to go. Medina's had the upper hand here, but Noda's getting a little wiser to the world, avoiding some of those kicks that you touched on, Thunder, about making sure you're not a standing target, a sitting target.
No, I mean, once you're a sitting target, it's pretty much game over. So he needs to be very careful. There you go.
Medina's just, oh, we got hit with that right, Noda.
25 years of age, Medina, and now you've really got to size up this opening round. Remember, open scoring will be shown here, and pretty even Steven, although Medina's got the upper hand, but has got to finish strong to make sure he dots the I's and crosses the T's.
Oh.
Takedown.
And there's that rest. That's that first takedown attempt there by Medina.
Successful one, too.
Nice. That is like very, very, very tiresome. I cannot tell you how tired you can become. And I think Medina, that was his strategy. He was waiting until he did that. Because once you start scrambling, you can get very tired very quickly.
Yeah, and what's really impeding him here is the howler. You know, Noda here makes it very difficult here. He could use that position to get out. We have less than 10 seconds to go. Just wait it out. Put it on neutral and wait for the next chapter.
End of the first round will be interesting call. Medina ending strong. Medina putting that finger in the air as if to say, I took care of the first act. He passes the eyeball test, Rodolfo, and he's off to a good start. He's fought a good...
I thought he passed the eyeball test like what? Like
he's good to look at, but certainly his fight game is even better to look at.
Rosa, come on.
I'm sorry, guys.
All right, let's take a look at the
That's
highlights
why Rosa's here. That's why.
Look at the highlights here. Medina with a high kick, but he lost his footing there right down to the canvas, Thunder.
I think if Noda would have been on his game, he would have just jumped in and tried to like finish it from there.
Noda saw it coming. He ducked out of there.
He saw it coming. And actually, Noda actually connected there. Dropping him.
Just be ready, be sharp.
Getting ready for round two. Everyone raves about Georgie Medina. He has all the tools to be very special. He has all the tools to wear some belts in his MMA career, off and running. He did all he needed to do in the amateur ranks, also in Muay Thai, so we know he has the stand-up game. We saw as well what he could do at least in a small sample size of the ground game.
You know, one thing that Medina has is that grit. It's like he fought in the streets, you know, he fought for his life, and like that kind of gives him like a little edge. And maybe I think that's one of the things that's why he's so hyped from the amateur, because he probably brought that a lot during his fights.
Everyone says they're from the toughest town, but people in Chicago certainly have a claim to that. It's an unforgiving place if you can be on the wrong side of the tracks, and Medina certainly is proud of his background and what he had to overcome to get here. It was a lot.
No doubt about it. You mentioned about Medina here, great stand-up, but you know, when he started to wrestle in high school, and he started to wrestle in high school in 4th grade. That's just, you know, usually hear about karate and taekwondo, but this man was wrestling into 4th grade already.
The corner of Noda's trying to get him a little more involved, and he does fire off that head kick.
I don't know if you notice he's like doing a lot of feinting. I don't know if he's trying to do like he's just do
Right.
a takedown or
Yeah.
like.
Well, that's the thing, Rosen. I think is that the Noda is not being too persistent. He's not doing as much. So Medina is trying to use that feint to get him to come inside so he can attack and strike somewhere, find that gap.
Oh, he's definitely finding the gap in the leg. He's been attacking that same leg.
Right, he's been softening him
Yes.
up, but now he has to find. There's open scoring. We got to see here, Max.
Clean sweep for Georgie Medina in the official scorecards. That's big. So he said he had the first round. He was right.
I noticed on there, Medina's the one that's really just has the hands on the wheel in this fight. He's
Yes.
the one that's really driving this fight.
Oh, he got caught the knee as he came in. Noda caught him.
He's going forward and forward
Right.
and forward. I mean, he's setting the stage the whole entire time, and that's why he's getting all the points.
But at the same time, he's being very cautious because he knows the power that Noda has.
Noda is living as the counter puncher. That is fine for now, but at some point he has got to put his foot on the pedal. Now down around officially.
Maybe work the angles, maybe to get some body shots in there from Medina.
Or maybe he just wants to get him against the cage so he can attack again and take him
Clinch
down.
work, get him down to the floor, of course, to try to catch that leg. Side kick.
Volume of strikes here from Medina. Noda's got to fight back, but he's only doing it one at a time.
Switching the stance, my throw off Noda.
Body shot right there from Medina.
Max, you mentioned about Noda's history. I mean, to get to where he is, he's had to climb that mountain.
I mean, he's coming from Cuba, so it's very difficult to become a pro athlete and get out of the island and be successful.
Making it even tougher. He has a 2-year-old daughter who's in Cuba. So left at 5 months old, tries to stay in touch. We know relations in the United States and Cuba may be getting better. We don't know, but it's a leap of faith for Noda, and you hope, and he hopes, we all hope, that reunion is coming.
Well, he goes for the
Changing
takedown.
the level, the
Big one.
takedown. Now let's see what he does with this.
This is tidy work for Medina. He's fighting a really smart fight.
I need work if you want to keep the position.
Yeah, Noda needs to get on that cage and try to like escape.
Medina has good pressure here, Thunder. He could have, you see here's some forearm shots in there, some hammer fists perhaps.
Those elbows can be potentially dangerous on that face, so he should definitely defend that or get out of it as soon as possible.
And Medina has the advantage because of the howler there. He could pin Noda and then just have a field day.
He's put himself in position to take this second round. Noda's going to have to come up with a more aggressive game plan. But first things first, he's going to have to get out of this predicament. There was a warning from Tommy Santana that to Medina, stay active if you want to stay in that position. He is staying active.
And you know how tired, like if you're on the bottom right there, how tiresome it is trying to get out when you're like getting elbows, punches, you're getting pressure. Like it's just, you have to think really quick. But if you think really quick, then you make wrong decisions.
For Noda, though, he did have that figure 4 locked in into that left leg to prevent Medina from moving, but he let it go now. So he doesn't have it as tight as before. He has to pressure. It's a very difficult position, as you said, Thunder. But
Well, now Medina is moving.
yeah, he is moving. He has to keep bridging,
Might have something here as he starts to crawl up out of the guard of Noda.
Just good pressure from Medina. Good pressure from the howler.
Reaching the end of this second round, Noda with a mountain to climb in round 3, but at the very least he'll get a shot for a round 3.
Well, Medina definitely had this round again.
It looks like it's 2 for 2 for Georgie Medina as we look at what happened. It was interesting, Thunder. Noda was smiling a little bit in the exchanges, but I think the smiling has stopped.
Once he was taken down, I didn't see him smile at all. He was just trying to get out of that pressure that he was being, put by Medina.
And Medina just walked through that low blow. It was a low blow.
Yeah, great setup though. He tried to go for that 1-2 combination. Unfortunately, got caught. And then he switched the levels, took down Noda, where he was having a field day, laying in some forearm shots, some hammer shots, hammer fists. Great work for Medina.
Very stern words from the Noda corner, as if to say, you got to go. You're down 2 rounds, and Medina's in a good spot. What was interesting was those 2 rounds look very similar.
Yes.
Medina fought, takedown, finished the round on top. Probably got the points on both.
You know what? Noda got lucky because Medina could have done a lot of damage when he was down on the ground, but you know he defended as best as he could.
What does Noda do here, Rodolfo?
Well, he has to push the game. He knows he's already going into this fight losing. We haven't had the official open scoring for the 2nd round, but he has to push the pace. I would even go ahead and venture into potentially even changing levels, go to the ground, just test it out, throw Medina off, because he's just not being as aggressive on the stand-up game. He's just waiting for it, but he's not doing as much impact. Right now he's throwing in that overhand right.
But no attempt of ground game. It may be too late to attempt it unless he has the submission up his sleeve.
See, Medina just even told him, come on in. You know, push, come on, let's go, I'm ready.
I don't know, maybe Noda's a little overwhelmed at this point, you know? It's like, I just saw Medina kicking him on the leg, and the leg gave up a little bit. So if he continues to work the leg, I think this is going to be soon to be over.
And sometimes, Rosa, you look at these fights and maybe you see it from the perspective of Noda. It's just not a good matchup for him. Nothing seems to put him in a comfortable position to go out and be aggressive.
There's the open scoring as we saw, Max. No secret.
Yeah, that was pretty firm. No one knew it any clearer than Noda's corner, the way they were communicating between rounds.
And it's a mirror image of what we saw in the 1st and 2nd round. Started in the top, straight to the bottom, pinning Noda right next to the Howell.
I thought you were going to start singing. I started from the bottom, now we're here.
They started from the top, now they're at the bottom.
Yeah.
He's looking to finish on top. And by the way, 170 pounds, we know at Combate, the strength lies at 125 through 155, but we're seeing more and more at this division, which is really exciting.
It is. I mean, these guys are like big guys, and they're very agile. Medina, it seems like he's giving him a chance to get up, you know?
And Noda, well, he attempted some up kicks there, but that missed it. By the way, last week we had an up kick knockout. Yeah. We invite you guys to see that now. The man Noda shooting in.
Got to go for it here. 2:40 to go.
He's trying to throw the dynamite right now.
2 long fighters, and Noda has that in his toolkit. He can fire away.
He got bricks in his hands. Now you got to use them.
And some long legs that can reach Medina with ease when he fires them off.
I don't know. He looks hesitant.
Yeah, he does.
You know?
From the beginning.
Yeah, he's just not shooting in. He's just being very patient. I mean, it's obvious he knows what power Medina has. The footwork is on point, but
nice. And you know what?
Let's go.
As a fighter, sometimes you get hesitant. You get a little scared when you're out there.
Sure.
Because you see, you are measuring the blows that you're receiving.
But that's what you signed up for, right, Thunder?
Yes. Honestly, yes.
That last left hand that Noda didn't like, and now a kick into the knee. Noda's seen it's coming from everywhere. Medina with a really classy effort here.
Medina wants to finish this off. You know, he wants to finish off in a very nice fashion. Fortunately, his dance partner is just not pushing it.
Yeah. And now if Medina finishes the job here, he can look another. He's just eating these low blows.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
He adjusts. He doesn't look at the ref, and then he fires away. Another takedown.
Defend that takedown. Don't get. This is.
He's just too strong,
It's
Medina.
too dangerous. It is. He is. He lifts him up like he's 25 pounds.
Now he started from the top going to the bottom.
I think he's showing off at this point, guys.
What a strong customer.
He's very comfortable. He knows he's winning this fight at this point.
But he wants to finish it, to your point.
He wants to finish it.
He wants to finish it.
And he
setting up a...
He knew that he has, in those 2 rounds, he could have finished it in this same position.
Good.
But now they're going to stand
His corner is telling him, come on, Georgie, finish it.
Yeah. I mean, he has a chance.
You know, he's looking a little tired now. And, man, I can tell you, like, I've been in especially in sparring when you're like super tired and you don't have like 50,000 rounds and you're in that position, like you just want to survive the round.
And you sparred with one of the tops, Cyborg.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I was so terrified when I went out there.
Oh, and now he's got his back.
There it is.
30 seconds ago, it could be curtains here. Medina wants a finish. He's got 30 seconds to do it. Tommy Santana said, careful. He stopped it.
There we go.
He stopped it.
Patiently waiting, and he got the victory.
Georgie boy, Georgie Medina, sending a message to everyone at 170.
The hype is real, guys. It is real in this case.
We talked about it, and he delivered.
This dude is for real. Great work from Medina. He wanted to just finish this off earlier, you know, but it's just
You know, he was toying around at in the last round.
testing it out, combining it, and that's the man right there, El Jefe.
Campbell
Hey,
McLaren,
he's in there.
if you join us on the
He's in
IG
there.
Live, if he's in the Howell at the fight, it means he's approved, and why wouldn't he? Got something special here at Georgie Medina, and immediately when you see a fight like this, you ask yourself, when can we see him again?
El niño bonito, señores.
Family and friends, he is 2-0, so undefeated in the amateur ranks, now undefeated in the pros.
Yeah, just from what we saw in the first and second round, he just couldn't put the bow on the tie there of that wrap. He had to finish this in the third round with a hammer fist ground and pound action. Just referee just saw too much thunder. He had to step in.
Hey, you have to do the best for the fighters and for their safety. So, stoppage.
Not bad as well for just a subplot here. The fact that he had to adjust his hair at least 60 times. In that fight. I'm not kidding. He kept adjusting it and he got right back in. He got hit below the belt 3 or 4 times, walked right through. This guy, impressive. We will return for the official decision from our opening bout.
My name is Maira Mazar. I'm from Brazil. I'm 36 years old. Tonight I'm going to be fighting against Flore Hani. I started martial arts when I was 15 years old. I used to be a striker, but since I got here, I'm training a lot of grappling, a lot of wrestling. So I think now my game is complete. What motivates me to fight today is because I really love this. I can try to make better life to me, to my family in Brazil. Nowadays, I'm a complete fighter. I'm not just striking, so I can do grappling too. If she want to win this fight, she be ready because it will be a war.
So my name is Flore Hani. I'm 35 and I'm from Tahiti, French Polynesia. I fight because, I don't know, it's in my DNA, I guess. It's in my guts. My fighting style has been evolving a lot for the past couple of years. I definitely have an aggressive style, but I've learned how to change it when I have to. My nickname is Aito Hine. In the Tahitian language, it means the female warrior. I don't really have expectations coming to a fight. I know that I'm gonna have to adjust. I'm definitely willing to win this fight and doing the right way. Like, I want to give a good show. We'll see each other in the cage.
We are back. Time now for the official decision. A third round finish, beating the bell. Georgie Medina, that has to feel good after winning in April. He wins again. Let's go to Lupe.
Una lluvia de golpes obliga al referee Tommy Santana a parar la contienda con un tiempo oficial de 4 minutos 32 segundos del tercero y último asalto. A barrage of punches obligates referee Tommy Santana to stop this contest with an official time of 4 minutes 32 seconds of the third and final round. Your winner, by way of technical knockout, el vencedor por nocaut técnico, still undefeated, Georgie Medina.
Call him Lionheart. Thunder Rosa's trying to get another nickname in the mix.
El niño bonito, señores.
El niño bonito. We can leave the señoras out, but we can niño bonito. But there you have it. And as I like to say, and it may sound silly, but 2-0 sounds a whole lot better than 1-0. He is off and running. Georgie Medina, learn the name. A star in the making. Maira, Mazar, Flore Hani coming up next. Decorated backgrounds sometimes haven't had the best run of good fortune. That always is cyclical, and it could start to turn for one of these as we go head-to-head. Both in their mid-30s, 1-inch height advantage for Mazar, 2-inch reach advantage for Hani. Again, we are in the flyweight division. Let's go to Lupe.
Continuamos con mucha más acción. 3 vueltas, división peso mosca. We continue with much more action. 3 rounds in the flyweight division. Los jueces son, the judges are James Lázaro, Dorian Mirasola y Marc Streisand. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Presentando en la esquina azul, vestida de azul, presenting the blue corner, wearing blue. Marcó un peso oficial de 125 libras y media. She registered an official weight of 125.5 pounds. En su 12º combate a nivel profesional, con 7 victorias y 4 derrotas. She enters la jaula for the 12th time as a professional, with 7 victories against 4 losses. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and representing her homeland of Sao Paulo, Brazil, Maira Mazar. Su oponente en la esquina roja, vestida de negro. Her opponent in the red corner, wearing black. Su peso oficial, 124 libras y media. She weighed in officially at 124.5 pounds. En su 7º combate, con 4 victorias y 2 derrotas, she enters la jaula for the 7th time as a pro, with 4 victories against 2 losses. Fighting out of Irvine, California, and representing her homeland of Tahiti, Flore, Aito Ine Hani. El referee, Alana Vélez.
Alana Vélez III in la jaula.
All right, I gave you guys the instructions in the locker room. If you want to touch them up, go ahead. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Good luck. Judge.
Brazil versus Tahiti/France. I believe a first for us here in Combate. Maybe not a last. Flore, Hani in black.
Fight, are you ready? Fight, are you ready?
Maira Mazar, her opponent. We're underway. 4-2 record here for Hani, 7-4 for Mazar.
The referee is asking, are you ready? I'm like jumping here. Yes, we're ready for this.
Because you two
fight.
just had a cafecito. That's
That
why.
helps. That helps, and I wouldn't mind more.
Dynamite going. Let's go. Look at the ladies. They're not holding anything right now.
Yeah, right from the start, we're going to go to stand-up game right here. I'm really curious to see if any of them will go ahead and switch levels and go to the floor. You know, it's important to know here, Carla Esparza is cornering Flore. She says that she feels now more like a well-rounded fighter. Her background is in boxing, so curious to see if we're going to see that here today. And then Maira, the Brazilian, training with Extreme Couture with the likes of Misha Tate, who's just on the verge of getting a potentially, with one more victory, she could get a title shot. I mean, these girls have just upped up their game and their skills with that training.
Absolutely. I mean, Maira Mazar has been pressuring Flore for the last minute, right? And Flore is just kind of like, how she's looking, what is she going to do?
Yeah. Hani is a striker. She wants to get more well-rounded, but this is her meat and potatoes, and she's using it to her advantage in this opening minute 15.
Yeah, right from the start, guys. She has that boxing stance, that boxing style, trying to work the body, working the angles. Look at the footwork, too. Then Maira is very linear. She's just coming in, following her through.
Almost into a clinch for a moment.
Yeah, Maira does have that Chinese boxing or Sando background. So you'll see a lot of more kicks and then punches followed by punches.
Lead leg, Mazar catches Hani. Ooh. Short jab also knocks Hani back.
Yeah, Maira connected there with Flore there for a bit.
You mentioned Carla Esparza in the corner of Hani. Mazar has fought some big competition in her day, including Weili Zhang back in 2016, former UFC strawweight champion. Started her career 4-1, 3 TKOs and a submission, has hit a couple snags, but feels she still has a lot, even at her age, to be a real player here at 125.
I was just saying, even at her age, come on, man, she's still very young. I'm 36.
In comparison, we have a young roster here in Combate.
But here, the ladies, it doesn't matter how old you are, these ladies are putting everything for this fight.
It's a good fight thus far, halfway through this opening round. All stand-up,
Nice.
good kick.
Yeah.
She's out.
Mazar unable, well, actually Hani unable to take advantage of the slip.
But Mazar continued to defend us, even as she was going down.
Man, Flore just feels so confident.
With the striking's good.
Yeah, she feels so confident.
And the
just laying
footwork.
it in beautifully.
Nice.
Look at that overhand right.
Yes.
She's like a pit bull in there, man.
Those
She's just trying to
overhands
figure it
are
out.
dangerous, dude.
Never standing still, making it very difficult for Mazar to devise a game plan.
You know, Thunder, you mentioned about those overhand rights are so dangerous, and you can get caught at any moment. That's what they always say, keep your hands up. But in MMA, sometimes you could be focused on checking the kicks, or you probably could go going down for a takedown, and boom, they connect you with the overhand right.
It seems like Hani was trying to go for a takedown, but Mazar moved quickly. Wow.
Oh, good right hand. Mazar's got those heavy hands. And she's been economical with her movement, but starting to slow down, Hani.
Right, and I think that's going to play a role as we get more into this fight. Maybe if we get to the third round. She does tend to have a little bit more of the muscles. And, you know, when you have more muscles, your cardio is a little tired. So I'm curious. Oh! Try to go for that spinning elbow there.
Mazar last fought in Singapore at one championship, lost by guillotine choke, but has been well-traveled in her MMA career now and training in Las Vegas.
Perfect timing on that takedown.
And unexpected, really, from Hani, but effective.
But well defended.
Yeah, Flore had her ventured into the Golden Gloves world. She was in the French Army. She is a vet.
Trying to go for the clinch.
Not much clinch work here between these two ladies.
It's all.
See, but I would expect it more from Maira, knowing that she has that background in the stand-up game, not from Flore. I think that's why Flore tries to step away from it. Ooh!
Mazar's getting better as this round's going on, and Hani's looking leggy.
She
knows.
Tired. Yeah, she knows that gas is running low.
It happened quick.
Like you said, she has a muscle.
And that plays a role. That plays a big role in the fight game. And now, see, that's what she's trying to take this fight to the floor.
Oh, Hani's in trouble now. She is run out of ideas very quickly, and Mazar just walking through everything. Big right hand. And another left as we reach the end of this first round. Well, the crowd that is allowed into the studio is really enjoying that action-packed opening round, which saw Hani lead the way, but Mazar finishing stronger.
This was very interesting. There was a lot of movement, definitely, from both of them. And we saw that Hani just tried to do a couple of takedowns, but she wasn't committed completely on finishing them.
Flore started off very aggressive right from the start. Then Mazar just picked up the pace, started opening those gaps. That cardio, the energy level just was brought down midway through the round. See, like a Flore trying to go with a takedown. That probably took some out of there. Then Mazar picking up the pace here with some more action, but just great counter exchanging from the start.
Seconds out. You want to tie your hair up again?
Hani getting some coaching from Carla Esparza, and more than anything, just getting some wind in her sails after a first round where she started to fade. We'll see if it's a permanent fade or whether it was just a blip and she can get back on the level she started this fight. It's going to be really interesting how this is scored. Hani's back.
Yeah, she's trying to finish this fight real quickly here. She knows what she's up against. That cardio could come into play. And if the fight goes into maybe the third round, Mazar here has an upper edge.
Yes, she definitely does. Maira, like I said, she continues to push forward. She is not letting any movement from Hani. And there you go.
And now it seems that the tides have changed here. Mazar is pushing Flore. It was the opposite in the first round. She had the hands on the wheel.
Hani, French Army veteran, and no, she's not American, but we still thank her for her service on behalf of the French.
Yeah, Hani's trying to exit as much as possible. You know, trying to play the game in that aspect.
Ooh, right uppercut. Nice kick there, and then look at Mazar switching the stance when she kicks too. That can throw off Hani.
Oh, I love this. You know that sound when they connect. It sounds great, but it doesn't feel great.
It does not. Now, notice Flore, she's not moving as much. She's not even cutting corners as she was doing in the first round.
I think she's getting a little tired at this point.
But she looks better. Mazar's finish in the first round got her the nod from all three judges. But Hani's looking better now than she looked in the final 2 minutes of that first round.
Maira winning that first round. Ooh. Oh, she tried to go for a knee there. Just the opening wasn't around. Flore, nice with the elbow. Snuck it in there.
She's luring Hani in and doing some punishment.
Nice.
Flore not even backpedaling for some time there.
Maira Mazar. Fought at 115 now for this fight back at 125.
You know how difficult it is to go from like weight classes, right? Because you get used to certain things, and you're like lighter, and then when you get a little heavier, you can get a little slower.
Yep.
So, I mean, what you have to adapt in order to continue to fight.
And that's where Mazar may have an advantage because she's going from a lower weight class up. Can leave a little extra weight on. Looks very sturdy. It looks like this is the right weight class for her.
What I've noticed too is that Flore, she was more persistent with the strikes, but she's getting a little wild, leaving in some opening gaps in there.
And that is very dangerous. You keep your hands down. It only takes one shot.
You have to be persistent. Maira's very precise with her striking.
Oh.
Well, let's see here.
She's showing her. Yeah, she's showing what she's worked on in the last couple of years with her jiu-jitsu.
Had a hold of that
Got
leg.
away to that. She had the underhook, and she took it out.
Mazar's not giving her a rest. She's picking her spots beautifully. Now's got a hold of Hani.
Yeah, Flore does not want to go to the clinch. Every time that they go to the clinch,
She's like, no,
take that thing off.
Bye, amiga. I'm not done. No, because when you get on the clinch, it can be very dangerous because it can hit you on in the face, on the ribs. You know, there's a lot of things that happen with elbows, with knees, everything.
And especially if you have that boxing background,
yeah,
you don't want to get into it because you're right. You got the knees, you have all these different things. In boxing, you know, you'll have that. Like
no, you don't.
That help, but that's it. And then the referee will break it up. Now, if you're a Muay Thai guy or girl,
that's your forte. That's what you learn all the time.
Work,
yes.
Right.
Just like the first round, Mazar's getting stronger in the second. It may be part to Hani fading a bit, but Mazar's just been relentless. Punching in bunches, but the takedown for Hani. Big
Great
time.
defense, yes. Then she's working on using the cage to get up. Now the clinch.
Now Flore landed in some knees there. Now
Hani needs a big finish here. She needs to even these rounds.
Oh, there's some blood, guys. There is some blood.
You can't see who's bleeding.
I think it's Hani.
Hani, yeah.
I think it is too, on that right cheek.
She's applying pressure right there, so she continues with the clinch and the knees. Or perhaps trying to take her down.
Hani has great opportunities for knee shot. There it is. There we go.
That's the bridge of the nose of Hani where there's blood. That's what you're seeing on Mazar's face.
The first drops of blood are the most...
What do you see? When you see blood on your opponent, what goes through your mind?
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah, let's go. This is getting interesting. No, but when you are the one who's bleeding, you're like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Panic.
Yes. No, but if you panic, you're done though.
Yeah.
You just got to think about what you have to do to finish.
They are exchanging knees as we approach the end of round number 2. Wasn't enough for Hani to pull level on the judges' scoreboard. Well, Hani is now showing a little worse for wear. Took a lot of punishment in that second round.
Let's take a look at this right here. Flore Hani landing in that upper kick. But Maira said, not today, honey. I'm going to go and show you what I got. Flore up, connecting with an uppercut thunder.
Yes. And Mazar, she was just pressing forward, and she made Hani bleed. We don't know if it was because of a straight right on the face or in the nose, because she just keep pressing and pressing forward towards the cage.
Maira flipped the cage here. Flore did have that takedown. Didn't do much of it, but they did do some clinch work, especially with some knee action. And Flore ended up bloody at the end of this round.
Mazar looks like she's just started the fight. Little heavy breathing, a different story for the one they called Aito Hine.
You said it right.
She's a big deal in Tahiti. Everyone knows who she are. She says there's not a lot of fighters there. That's part of the reason. But success breeds more interest in the sport, and that's a big responsibility for Hani. In order to do that, she knows she's got to win fights.
Mazar keeps pressing towards the cage with those punches, guys, and she's not giving up. I mean, Hani's going to be dangerous too. She's been kicking that leg And he's been giving up a little bit for Mazar. So
Well,
there you go. She's going for the takedown.
I'm sure her corner told her, listen, you got to pick up the pace and you got to go. But when you do that, you have to be cautious because you could throw wild and it opens that opportunity for you to get caught.
Yeah,
Right there it is right there. See how
Yes.
the exhaustion is coming in, so those hands are not being kept up. And she's throwing wildly.
Good right hand there from
Yes.
Hani. I got to say, Mazar stayed in that pocket and done all her movement in there. It's been route one punching. She's connected more than missed. It's been a really good stand-up affair after a shaky start to the fight. She has seized this one by the scruff of the neck.
And precise. She's so precise.
Yes, she is.
Punch, punch. There it is.
1-2s, guys. 1-2s.
Connect, connect.
Look at that, boom.
And always out of the reach of Hani.
And I think if Hani's gonna go for the takedown, she has to commit and go for the takedown.
She has to finish it. But is the gas there, though? Is the gas there?
Well, at some point, man, it's either you go for the takedown or you keep taking punches in the face. Either or, you pick.
Mazar in complete control. However, Hani got the second round. So everything to fight for in the third round. And I'm sure the corner of Hani's been telling her, go for it.
Could be a nail biter,
It
guys.
was that takedown late that must have swung things in her favor.
This could be this is a nail biter.
3 minutes and 12 seconds to go. So if you are the corner of, I mean, they already knew that score. If you know it, they got to encourage her to go for it. It's just, you don't have to go for the knockout. Just win the round.
You have to. I mean, Hani's tired.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Or a takedown.
A takedown worked in the second round?
A takedown could go ahead and wrap it up.
And
but
it's
now,
worked?
Right, and now you could keep fighting like this and then wait for that last minute to go for the takedown and get that point right to
But
impress
I
the
mean,
judges.
both feel comfortable on their feet. That's the thing. You know, you're gonna do what you feel most comfortable and what you've done for the longest.
Right.
Because both have been like working on their groundwork. Right? There you go.
There's an attempt, almost, but she pulls out of there.
Oh, mouthpiece came out.
Mouthpiece, or was like a hair.
Oh, the hairpiece.
Scruffy. What are those called?
Scruffy.
What is it called? To hold your hair back.
I thought something else came out. I was like, wait, guys, we gotta stop right now.
It wasn't a mouthpiece. Alan Avalos says fight on. Good left hand by Mazar.
Man, Maira smells blood. Look at that. She's just being so active, connecting.
1-2, 1-2. Jab right, jab right. That works.
These girls are leaving it all on the line here tonight.
And a decisive edge in the punching numbers for Mazar. Oh, big kick.
Beautiful, beautiful.
The crowd loved it.
It's a
Hani's got
1-2
to fight back.
combination.
I know who didn't love it.
That one hurt right on the ribs. Takedown.
Oh.
Good attempt. That's a good attempt.
Still not there. Not there.
If she gets out.
This is huge for Mazar. She knows what's at stake. Cannot afford another one of these.
And smart of Flore when she pins her and she put her knee on that thigh of Mazar, making it difficult to get up. Now we got some clinch work here at Thunder where Mazar needs to just turn it around here and for opportunity to land some knees.
Clearly, this is not where Mazar wants to be. She didn't like it in the second round. She's not looking comfortable in the third round as Hani's gotten underneath her.
Well, if Hani gets smart, she can actually take her down and finish this fight.
Right. She could change the levels here. It's all available there.
Just wants to keep it here.
But good hooks from Mazar from preventing Flore to switch to levels.
You see that head pressure right there?
Yep.
That is so uncomfortable.
All right, Alan Abel is setting it up.
That's big for Mazar.
Yep.
Maira in pursuit.
Nice.
Good right hand from Hani. 50 seconds. This fight is up for grabs.
Just about a minute and a half ago, Mazar thought she really had this fight.
Well, if
in
Hani
the
doesn't
pocket.
finish now, I don't think she's going to be able to win.
Ooh, good right hand from Hani.
Oh, never give the back. You
Like-
never
got
want to
out.
give your back.
No harm
Adios,
done.
amigas.
The blood's starting to
There it
really
is.
drip.
This is it. They know
turning
what's
it
at
up
stake.
now. They're turning it up in Miami, baby.
Who has one last flurry in her? Rare takedown attempt here for Mazar.
And Maira knows that advantage she has in the clinch. That's why she went right to it, so she can land in the knees.
Knees, busy, busy. Every knee matters. Final seconds.
Like my coach said, dale, dale.
Dale, dale, dale. Vamos, vamos, vamos.
Good hook from Flore, though.
Nice.
Wow. Great stuff for both these women.
Fantastic action, and it hangs in the balance. We are going to wait with you to see who got the nod on that third round. It'll determine who wins and who loses. We'll be back. Combate Global live. This one's tight as a tiger. What is going to happen? How do the judges see that third round? Mazar won the first. Hani won the second. And the third round was tightly contested. It's a shame someone's going to lose, but someone will.
But we all won, though.
We all won. All the
fight was
Combate
great.
Global fans won.
And Campbell McLaren's back in there, and Combate takes care of its fighters, and you can
He's
take
gonna
it to
make
the
it
bank.
rain, guys.
Both these fighters will be back, the winner and the defeated, in the action in La Jaula again. But now let's find out who won on this night. We go to Lupe Contreras.
Después de 3 vueltas de mucha más acción, los jueces están de acuerdo, con tarjetas idénticas de 29 a 28. After 3 rounds of much more action, the judges are in agreement, with identical scores of 29 to 28, in favor of the winner, by way of unanimous decision a favor de la vencedora, por decisión unánime. De Brasil, Maira Mazar.
Congratulations, Maria Mazar. Like, it's so, as an immigrant, I can tell you, for her to come to America to find other opportunities now, she got this great opportunity and she won.
She was in Singapore, so from Brazil, and now she's here in Miami. Improves her record to 8-4. We look forward to seeing Maira Mazar again. Flore, Hani as well, valiant in defeat. We're heading towards our main card next.
Part my job.
Fantastic stuff there, and Mazar, that's a nice victory. Remember, started 4-1. That one goes to the decision. Very rarely in victory does it go to decision, and only once in her previous 7 victories, now twice.
Yeah, great stuff from the Brazilian, coming in La Jaula for the first time, going up a very strong fighter in Flore. Right from the start, it was just throwing everything you can take. But Maira was very patient, very calm, waiting when to strike Thunder.
And the whole time she didn't look like she missed a spot. I mean, even when she wasn't, compromising position, she never felt like lost or that she was not gonna
Do you guys agree with the scores?
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It was close.
It might throw you off because all the movement and the quickness from Flore, but was she striking? It would look good in the eyes, but Mazar was the one that was really going in the pocket and landing in the kicks and the punches, so rightfully so, the judges did get it right.
Hani's punches, which were pretty tight in the first round, were coming in from the left,
Right.
whereas Mazar was right down the gun
They
barrel.
connected. They connected. Flore was a little sloppy at times, a little leaving herself a little bit wide open. Yes, she had the takedown, but Maira was here, no doubt, the victor.
This Howell JR, sorry. It was the slobber knocker, brother.
We're going to have to throw those flowers out.
Oh, you've already thrown it out twice.
Twice
But
already.
it was because it was. What do you want me to say?
Okay, that's accurate. As we see, Mazar really good. Did not look like she was 36, I'll tell you that. That was a high volume attack, striking, and
36 is a new
fitness
15.
level very high.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
When you get to 36, you take better care, Great way to start all the action in La Jaula. Those are the preliminary cards. We put those up against anybody. Always entertaining, eventful, and 2 excellent victories for Maira Mazar and earlier Georgie Medina. Now we head towards the main card. Now the 2 male fights, everything to fight for these guys. It's desperate times. And how about the international incident that lies in the main event? Ana Palacios, the #1 atomweight, Hyun Park, coming from Korea to knock her off. Don't get to see too many fights like this. You're going to be highly entertained. Ana Palacios gives no quarter, takes no prisoners. We also have Marcos Bonilla versus Ruben Lozano, Carlos Guerra versus Marc Howell. And there is Palacios, and we spoke to her before the fight.
Yes.
Thunder, she answered everything the right way. She's determined. She's worked her tail off. She's not going to let this take her off her path to where she wants to be as a champion.
I mean, she said she's worked really hard. She earned this position, and she's gonna fight for everything to keep her spot.
Hyun Park is here to take her off her spot and take that spot. She's invading Combate Global to take on one of the great campaigners for the company and jump in front. That's what it takes. So a lot of pressure on Ana Palacios As they say, you're only as good as your last fight. She hopes she can maintain that very high standard.
You know what? I don't think she feels the pressure. She knows who she is.
Didn't sound like it.
Nope.
We'll start the main card with Jean-Marc Howell of Aruba, Carlos Guerra. That's coming your way next. And the fighters are inside La Jaula. We're ready for our next contest, Coquito versus Diamante. Carlos Guerra getting that nickname from his dad. As he said, you start as a rock, but you become a diamond with hard work and pressure. And Jean-Marc Howell fighting for Aruba. Guerra, 2 years the senior. 1 inch height advantage for Howell. We are in the featherweight division. Tulupe.
Las reglas oficiales de la jaula, 3 vueltas de 5 minutos, 3 jueces utilizando el sistema de 10 puntos. Este es el duelo coestelar de esta noche, 3 vueltas, división peso pluma. This is our co-featured bout of the evening in the featherweight division. Los jueces son, the judges are Ricardo Celis, James Lázaro y Dorian Mirasola. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Presentando la esquina azul, presenting the blue corner, vestido de negro, wearing black. Su peso oficial, 145 libras, his official weight, 145 pounds. En su 21º combate a nivel profesional, con 13 victorias y 7 derrotas. He enters la jaula for the 21st time as a pro, with 13 victories against 7 losses. Representing Orangestad Aruba, Jean-Marc Coquito Howell. Su contrario en la esquina roja, vestido del tricolor mexicano, verde, blanco y rojo. His opponent in the red corner, wearing the colors of Mexico, green, white and red. Detuvo la báscula a un peso oficial de 145 libras y media. He tipped the scales at an official 145.5 pounds. Con un récord combinado de 11 victorias y 10 derrotas. He has a combined combat sports record of 11 victories against 10 losses. De la Ciudad de México, el Diamante, Carlos Guerra. El referee de la República Dominicana, Tommy Santana.
Tommy Santana, the third inside La Jaula.
Combate global. Hemos repasado el reglamento de la parte de atrás. Espero una pelea dura pero limpia. ¿Alguna pregunta azul? ¿Alguna pregunta roja? Toca guante si desea.
Shot from the top of La Jaula. Jean-Marc Coquito Howell, Carlos Guerra. Big spot for both. A win, it opens up a lot of doors. A loss, it's going to be a tough evening.
What I'm curious to see, guys, is if Guerra hasn't had an MMA competition in 2 years. He's been dedicating himself a lot to the bare knuckle boxing. And that stands. It's a habit sometimes, Thunder.
Yes.
When you get to train for one specific martial art and then you have to go into MMA to switch gears, you got to flip that switch.
That's a really difficult thing to do at times, especially if you're not fighting as often, right? Because you have to keep practicing live.
Howell in the black. Last we saw him September of last year. First round TKO to Enrique Baby Bull Gonzalez, who is on a rocket ship right now with Combate. A month earlier, lost to Tommy Aaron in the Combat Cup, which was a 1-round fight.
And there's no shame in losing against an Enrique Baby Bull Gonzalez.
Or Tommy Aaron.
Or Tommy Aaron. Either of those guys will really test. And he learned from those losses. He said, hey, I need to be the aggressor. I cannot wait for these guys to push the pace. I need to put the pedal to the metal right from the start.
There you go. Coquito's doing it right now.
Coquito, who started his MMA career 5-0 and then 8-1. He's now 12-7, so he looks to just find that form that he had earlier on. Certainly it's still there. The desire is there. He's saying all the right things.
Nice.
Said he had a great camp.
Straight on the jaw. Straight on the jaw, that kick.
Great teep right to the face, to the chin. It's gonna wake him up. Gene just being very cautious, picking it apart. But Guerra has that Muay Thai background. That's his bread and butter. That's how he started, thanks to his dad. Oh, he attempted to do a flying knee.
I thought he was trying to trip him.
No, he attempted to do that flying knee there, but Guerra said, not today, buddy. Ain't happening tonight.
Carlos Guerra always mentioning his father, who could not be in the corner here. Good right hand there, or left hand, I should say, from Howell. Guerra said his father told him, fight for your dreams. Best advice he ever got.
Oh, don't you think Guerra is a little like, kind of like in another place because his dad is not there?
Possibly.
Yeah, but and they asked him that. They asked him, and he says, well, it's not the first time, but I'm sure this is the.
But the way he talks about his dad the whole time, you know how close those two are, and it's only an advantage if his father was there.
That's such a big stage, big opportunity not to have your dad there. That could play a role.
I mean, you're being watched by millions of people all over America, Mexico, Spain.
El mundo.
El mundo, señores, el mundo.
Yeah, we're very excited about the audience that is joining us right now, watching these same images in Mexico for Televisa. Televisa, one of the biggest TV networks in the world.
Great striking. You hear the corner from Guerra to hit that, to work that body. Land the uppercut, the body of Gene.
Good jabs there. More from Guerra. He's starting to ease into this fight.
Guerra smells that Gene is coming in, but when he throws that overhand of the kicks, kind of opening up that body shot, that's why the corner of Guerra told him to strike. Yep.
Now Guerra's really starting to get involved.
Guerra's going to give him Guerra right now.
Short left, and we have La Guerrera in the main event.
I love how Guerra comes in with those kicks. Beautiful.
He's
setting him
he's
up.
gaining more confidence, and he's switching his stance too right now.
And notice, he's not using his hands much, it's more of the kicks.
That's crazy.
Right?
That's so crazy.
Guerra, excellent Muay Thai record, which you're seeing some of it here on display.
And remember, Guerra has a lot of experience. He started since he was 6 years old with karate. You know, that's probably why he feels most comfortable using his legs.
I guess he learned how to throw a punch before he learned how to walk.
6 years old, I was never mind.
Good body shot.
Big spinning back kick, although Howell was ready to plant that right hand right afterwards.
I think every time that you are going to do a move, you have to make sure the counter. You have to be aware of every counter that is coming against you.
You know, they always told me, you get hit once, you hit back twice.
Yes. And it doesn't feel right when that happens.
Yeah, it does.
You're like, yeah, punch you once. Boom, 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 boom.
Guerra does like to hit those Superman punch, and he just hit one right now. But Gene, though, compared to the previous times you see him in La Hala, he feels more confident, especially in the pocket. He's not afraid to exchange with the Guerra.
Yeah, but again, if he's not exchanging, he's not going to earn any points. So if he's...
Nice tip
Not
there.
unexpected, by the way, all striking in this opening round, and we expect it to be that way for the duration.
I highly doubt this will go to the ground. I think these boys are very confident in the striking game.
Ooh, he was about to jump
attempting,
for the
but
Superman
no.
punch, guys.
Or could have been a knee. Could have gone either way.
By the way, Guerra said Superman punches his #1 move. As we reach the end of an entertaining first round, Strike-a-palooza.
Here's that replay, guys. Thunder, as you can see, right from the start, Gene with a switch kick, landing it in. But Guerra not shot. Oh, there did that, attempted the knee from the angle there. But Guerra he took it, but it's more like he put his hand. He didn't really connect to it, but Guerra swinging away with those fists.
Yes, I cannot wait for that super punch to come, guys, because we use that on professional wrestling.
I know.
So if he hits it, guys, I am going to yell.
He's kind of called it. Something to look forward to here. Guerra says he has it in his arsenal. Getting ready for round 2 in the featherweight division. There is Carlos El Diamante Guerra fighting out of Mexico City, Jean-Marc Howell out of Aruba. Big soccer fan, and I'm the soccer guy, so I have to break that out, as Jean-Marc Coquito Howell did play for RCA Racing Club in Aruba. Favorite player, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Big team there, Max?
I don't know. I'd have to check
You're
about
the
Aruba.
soccer guy.
I don't know the Aruban League. I don't know the Aruban League. I assume it's pretty good, but he played for them.
On you. Okay, so they're
Guys,
bending right
you guys
now.
hold a very high standard. By the way, Rodolfo Roman, Thunder Rosa joining us in. It's been a thrill. Are you enjoying yourself?
Absolutely. La Mera Mera
I
always
can tell.
enjoy herself
La Mera
when
Mera.
there is good fights in front of her. I'm ready to throw some punches, baby. Let's go, let's go.
Yeah, they're tangled up. My name is Max Pretos. This is the closest to a ground game as we have seen in this one.
Clinch work here.
Clinch, and this should favor Guerra with his Muay Thai background as he's trying to get the underhooks in.
But Gene feels very confident here too. He's been here. It's not the first time he's been. He can land in some knees. He's trying to go for a trip. There's a trip there. Now, this is going to be very exciting to see what occurs here. Who has the upper hand
and who gets
in
the
the
high
ground game?
Guerra takes all 3 judges.
He's trying to move. Guerra's on top. Oh.
That's what they're saying. Get on encima, get on top.
Yeah,
Howell.
Guerra trains with a great tap with the Futures MMA, but now he's in trouble right here,
Maybe
boys and
a
girls.
rear naked choke attempt here.
He might have a standing rear naked choke.
That's not really Howell's game. He is a knockout specialist in his heyday. Doesn't have a lot of submissions. Just 1 submission victory in his 12 wins.
Hey, that's 1 submission. That's all
One is all you need.
He's done it before. There's a precedent.
I like how the corner's like, shake him off.
Got that triangle lock underneath.
Well, you know, Max, when you say, okay, he has a 1 submission game, but he just feels very confident with the hands. It doesn't mean that he has.
I feel
how many MMA
Hey, dude,
athletes?
this is hard, man.
I feel like you guys are second jumping on me here every time. So, all right, it's 2-on-1 going on.
No, but seriously, Max, how many great fighters, Amanda Nunes, for example, you know, she has striking power, but her ground game is excellent.
Yes.
You know, and we might even see that this time around when she plays Joanna Pena, which we didn't get to see
big elbow.
around.
Is that legal? Is that 12-6?
I couldn't. Let's see if we get to see it.
Let's hear Tommy Santana, but that was 12-6, standing
12
elbow.
to 6, yeah. Has to be careful.
Howell looked right at the ref.
This is the back of the head. Okay,
Let's
here we
see.
Back of the head.
Oh, yeah,
back
right
of
at the back of the
Can't do
head.
that.
Yeah, you can't do that here. Well, he does have that Muay Thai background. 12-6 is a very popular elbow that you use.
I was just about to say that. But that's a problem when you're like
When you have
used
that
to
back of the neck.
yes. Because the rules are different in every sport.
Well, just a warning. No point deduction, no real discussion from Tommy Santana. Didn't see too much harm in there, but Howell gets a minute, gets a good sharp left hand, backs off Guerra. We saw this from Howell in the first round. He started off well, and then Guerra took control. Guerra's looking to do that again here in round 2.
Oh, those roundhouse kicks, man.
Yeah, he's going back to
The
he was
body.
feeling very confident. He was having much success in the first round with those kicks.
You know, you hit one well in the esophagus, and you are done so.
Caught that one. Guerra hits him in the ribs.
His counters are really good right now. Guerra's looking really good.
These two have just about put their head down and started to swing. Jab, left hand misses from Howell.
Howell attempted to go with spinning.
Do you see how Guerra
Elbow,
looks at any opening and is able to like connect?
And he's very unorthodox. And he switches the stance, has the hands down, but it could be deceiving.
Yes.
Tal trying to crawl up. Takedown is Guerra's not going to give him. Just sits down back of the howler.
Yeah, Guerra's corners keep telling him to get up and use the cage. That's a great strategy. I can tell you, as when I first started, that's the first thing they said. They take you down, you better use la jaula. It's your best friend.
Right, and the positioning of it, adjust your hips here. Especially if you know that you've had that upper hand in the stand-up,
yes,
you want to take it to the center of la jaula.
And Howell digging his head under the chin of Guerra, just trying to get a little more leverage. He's worked hard to get this position, and it's taken the starch out of Guerra. At least gives Howell a chance to put on his designs for round number 2.
Dana didn't have much of that, stood both of the men up. This is why the referee cam.
That spinning back kick, he went double.
Doubled it. Oh, Superman punch!
Yes!
Wasn't very clean. Wasn't very clean, but maybe he's setting it up for the next one.
I should have bet money for that one.
He said it. He likes to use the Superman punch. He's a man of his word.
You know, that's actually a wrestling finisher? Pro wrestling
Superman
finisher.
Roman
Yes.
Reigns?
Roman Reigns, yes.
It works better. It works better in pro wrestling more often than not.
Or Orange Cassidy, too. He uses a Superman punch.
Does it?
Yeah!
It's a beautiful thing. When you see it in all, it's beautiful to watch.
Hey, OC
As we
punch.
reach the end of round number 2, it's going to be a tight one here.
Oh.
Again, doesn't take the stool. It's all about the optics. Not breathing heavily. Now the question is, did he do enough to win round 2? If he did, he is in very good shape to win this fight.
Dude, Carlos Guerra has shown Guerra in the cage, and he said it in the interview that he was gonna bring an entertaining fight.
But Howell did have the upper hand here. nearly attempting a submission, but Guerra got out of that position and then landing in some shots and some wonderful kicks too. He did attempt that Superman punch, didn't do much with it. Let's see if he can connect it in the third round.
We are back for round 3, and we told you about this fight. This is the point of no return for both these fighters. They get this opportunity. They get the phone call from Combate Global. You're on the main card. This is an opportunity. Take it. You can see both of them are in that frame of mind, fighting a good fight. But only one will come out victorious and be able to parlay this into something bigger.
And Thunder being in the main card, I mean, that's a whole different ball game.
This is huge for both of them.
Prelims, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It just gives you like the nerves are higher, the stakes are higher. You don't want to disappoint the boss. You know, you want to make a great impression because you want to come back.
You want to come back.
You want to get that paper, baby.
You want to get the paper.
Ooh, another attempt of a flying knee got stopped there like a barricade.
Well, short right hand there by Howell.
Guerra has to be a little bit, cautious because if he gets too wild, he can get hit, and he can be done right there.
But he's very cautious. You can tell the experience there, especially with his guard. It's very tight, doesn't allow any fumbles along the way. And did you guys notice right between rounds, if you look at Guerra, you would have never known this guy was in a fight.
Yep,
No.
he's like, I'm chilling.
He may have been more tired, but he wants to certainly show his opponent that he's not affected. He's got plenty left to give. And now it's all down to this third round. We await the scoring of round number 2.
Yeah, interesting to see what the judges said, and here we go.
Here we go. We got to change. We got differing opinions here. Guerra, though, does get a 2018 scorecard according to one judge, although Howell gets that second round according to the other 2. Which is good enough. If he can get the scorecard for 2 or 3, that'll get his arm raised.
He'll be good as gold, but Gene now banking on that ground game. Let's see if he does something with it. He came very close last time around, landing a rear naked choke.
Yes. And Guerra's corner telling him to put the legs on the hips so he doesn't apply as much pressure and he can push away.
Howell said I can move more than my opponent. He is too stiff. Also mentioned about representing Aruba. It is a very cool feeling to represent my island. We are very small, so all this really matters. As he's underneath the chin, he's got a good squeeze going.
Now the position here is kind of awkward. He's in a weird position. And notice how Guerra has that leg, but now he's in trouble, Thunder.
Oh, the referee cam. Guerra is getting dragged through the quagmire here. Got to get out. He's out.
He got out. He almost had like a bulldog
I know.
Yeah, old school style.
A wrestling headlock, guys. Pro wrestling headlock.
And now Guerra going up the back. He is on the high ground. Now he tries his own rear naked choke.
Oh, he might try something different, guys.
Great as he's opening up the legs.
Ooh.
Got that arm swung around. It's not clean, but it's got potential.
Oh, Gene, now he has a ground and pound maybe. No, we're going to go to the
single leg.
Great transitioning from these guys. Knee.
But the opponent was grounded. He couldn't fire off that first knee, but he could the second.
That was smart. That was smart of him doing that, man.
Let's see how much that knee did damage.
That would have been
Gene.
a point deduction. That would have been really tough for Guerra.
He calculated, though. He knew that he was
like,
timing is everything, though.
Right.
I'm going to give you a moment because I'm going to kick your butt.
Howell's got the center of La Jaula.
I won't be surprised if Gene goes and switches levels again.
He's looking for it now. He's pressuring.
Wild miss on the right. Another takedown.
Nice.
This is the bread and butter now for Howell.
If he's having much success,
Into the guard.
Why not? Right, keep doing it. But now you have less than a minute and a half to go if you want to take this one home.
Had his foot in the Jaula there for a moment, which is a no-no, but now back to terra firma.
All right, guys, those shots clearly did some damage to Guerra. Putting his head on his chin, and that's so obnoxious when you put that head right in the
Oh my God, yes.
Especially if you have Gene's type of hair and you rub it against, oh my God, it's just kidding. It's
Nice.
Again, onto the back.
He's trying that rear naked choke, guys. He wants to finish it.
He's been exploring it like Dora the Explorer.
Backpack.
Backpack and all.
We're not singing it.
Yeah. Dora the Explorer. Dora.
Well, I gotta say, I think Howell's done enough here, but now the scorecards, once, we don't know which judge it was, but one, Guerra cannot lose on that scorecard under these circumstances.
This is going to be very, very close, guys, on this one.
We might be heading to a split decision, but how do the all three see it? Tommy Santana's gonna lift them up for this final rush here of 20 seconds. Guerra doesn't wait! How wasn't even looking?
Now the take, no, clearly no.
You have got to be locked in.
Seconds, guys.
These guys are hungry for that win, man.
It means so much. It means so much.
Try with an up kick.
Little capoeira for Guerra to put a full stop on a very entertaining fight. We'll be back with the official decision.
Mi nombre es Ana, la guerrera Palacios, tengo 24 años y vengo de Catepec, Estado de México. Esta noche voy contra Hyun Park. Considero que es una peleadora muy ágil, pero yo siento que voy a ser mucho más veloz que ella esta noche. Yo considero que mi estilo de pelea es un estilo muy completo, pues trabajo tanto mi striking como mi lucha y mi trabajo en el piso. Yo considero que este viernes me voy a llevar la victoria. Puede ser por sumisión o por alguna finalización como un knockout. La verdad es que vengo muy fuerte y muy preparada para este compromiso. Para mí estar en el número 1 del ranking de combate es cumplir un sueño que vengo trabajando desde que empecé a pelear MMA. Realmente solo es trabajo constante y dedicación y espero pronto tener la oportunidad para pelear o disputar el cinturón de la categoría. Este viernes pueden esperar de mí lo mejor de mí, ya que vengo de regreso. Vengo a demostrar por qué soy la número 1 y por qué estoy pidiendo tanto ese cinturón. Bo espera una pelea muy dura, pues no soy rival fácil y dejaremos todo en la jaula.
We are back. This was going to be very close. And what a huge relief it will be for one of these fighters, and what massive disappointment it will be for the other. Campbell McLaren's inside the jaula. He gives it his stamp of approval. But who has the extra bonus of a victory? Let's go inside the jaula to Lupe Contreras.
Después de 3 vueltas, el juez Celis anotó 29-28 a favor de Howell after 3 rounds. Judge Celis scores at 29-28 in favor of Howell. El juez Lázaro 30-28 a favor de Guerra. Judge Lázaro scores it 30-28 in favor of Guerra. Y el juez Mirasola anotó 29-28. Judge Mirasola scores it 29-28 in favor of the winner by way of split decision. A favor del ganador por decisión dividida, Jean-Marc Coquito Howell.
You feel for Carlos Guerra, but the importance of that fight etched on the face of Jean-Marc Howell, to the delight of the Ruben public, who have a winner here. And we are heading towards our main event. We were supposed to see this a couple weeks ago. We're gonna see it now. Hyeon Park facing the #1 atomweight in Combate, Ana Palacios. That's coming your way next. This is it, Hyeon Park, Ana Palacios, the first Asian woman to compete in Combate Global, so a historic moment for the South Korean, who we will get to know a little bit better. And does she bring the first victory for an Asian woman in Combate history? Time will tell, but now a closer look at a very dangerous 105-pounder.
원래 운동을 좋아했어서 체육관 알아보다가 이제 저희 관장님 체육관에 등록을 하게 됐는데, 그 관장님이 이제 선수 해볼래? 이렇게 물어보셔서 그때부터 MMA를 시작하게 됐습니다. 일단 우리나라를 대표한다는 게 절대 지면 안 되고 멋있게 이겨야 된다고 생각하기 때문에 죽어도 지지 않겠습니다. 일단 저는 같이 빼지 않는 스타일이기 때문에 그래도 지금 제가 알기로는 콤바테에서 1위라고 알고 있는데 한국이랑 멕시코랑 한번 붙어서 어떻게 누가 더 센가 한번 멋있게 경기 한번 해보면 좋겠습니다.
Mi estilo de pelea es un estilo muy completo, pues trabajo tanto mi striking como mi lucha y mi trabajo en el piso. Para mí estar en el número 1 del ranking de combate es cumplir un sueño que vengo trabajando desde que empecé a pelear MMA.
¡La guerrera!
Solo es trabajo constante y dedicación y espero pronto tener la oportunidad para pelear o disputar el cinturón de la categoría. Pueden esperar lo mejor de mí, ya que vengo de regreso, vengo a demostrar por qué soy la número 1. Bo espera una pelea muy dura, pues no soy rival fácil y dejaremos todo en la jaula.
Hyeon, Park, just 23. Both of these fighters very young in their careers. Park at 5'2" has a 2-inch height advantage, 1-inch reach advantage. We're at the atom weight division, 106-pound limit. This one is what we've been talking about. We're ready. Here's Lupe Contreras.
Este es el duelo estelar de esta noche. 3 vueltas en la división peso átomo. This is our main event of the evening. 3 rounds in the atom weight division. Los jueces son, the judges are Marc Streisand, Ricardo Celis y James Lázaro. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Presentando en la esquina azul, vestida de azul, presenting the blue corner, wearing blue. Registró un peso oficial de 105 libras y media. On the scale, she registered an official 105.5 pounds. En su sexto combate, con 4 victorias y solo una derrota, she enters la jaula for the 6th time as a pro, with 4 victories against 1 lone defeat. De Seoul, Corea del Sur, the Black Rose, Hyeon Park. Su contraria en la esquina roja, vestida de rojo, her opponent in the red corner, wearing red, her official weight, 105 pounds, su peso oficial, 105 libras. En su noveno combate, con 6 victorias, una derrota y un empate, she enters la jaula for the 9th time as a professional, with 6 victories, 1 defeat and 1 bout even. De la capital azteca, la Ciudad de México, Ana, la guerrera Palacios. El referee, Alana Vélez.
Alana Vélez, the third inside the jaula for the main event.
Instructions in the locker room, obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch him up, go ahead, come out, fight. Judge, Ricardo. Judge.
Ana Palacios, the number 1 atom weight. Hyeon Park looking to knock her off. She is in blue. First round.
Oh, this is it. This has title feeling, fight all overwritten. There is no title on the line, but it sure feels like a Thunder.
Well, there's the spot, the number 1 spot on the line with the state.
And look at this. Look at this same Park aggressor right from the start. Palacios is backpedaling.
She's got Palacios hemmed in early on.
Park is just chasing her like a
big right hand.
Hey, you said it right. You said Park was gonna come with everything with the speed. Again, she's coming very confident.
Oh, good right hand.
Fast. And look at it. Look for that right hand.
And Park just looks bigger. Palacios, I mean, these are 105-pounders. These are not big individuals, but 5'2" to 5 feet flat. Palacios is going to have to overcome a fair bit here so far.
I just like how Park, she just got kicked and she's like, no,
Didn't even phase her.
No, mija.
Like she just wanted to fly.
Hyeon Park coming off back-to-back submission victories. Her last was June of 2021. It was a first-round rear naked choke, so that's her bread and butter.
Yeah, Palacios needs to now play Park's game, come inside. Because Park is being the aggressor here. Oh, look, she got caught there.
Oh! Dropped her! Into the control, side control. Hyeon Park coming with bad intentions. Palacios surviving.
Microphone, señores y señoras. This is so exciting. I mean, Park has a lot to
to show. As we know, she left MMA because she didn't have no financial backup. So this is very important for her.
Takes the mount.
Watch out. It could have here an arm bar, but she tried to. But the thing is that the hala's in the way, so that makes it difficult for her.
Palacios here is surviving.
Right, so what she needs to do is she needs to be cool, calm, and collective. Look for the arms, look for the opportunities, or just push yourself out.
Yeah, I don't think she was ready for this, man.
No, she looked a little puzzled out there right from the start as soon as that bell rang.
She's moving, but she's moving in a very compromising position because if she gives her back, she can get on that rear naked choke.
Hyeon Park, back-to-back submission victories. This is her wheelhouse, but Palacios is a fighter that has developed her game at a level. She's ready for these situations. She's doing pretty well here.
Yeah, Palacios is, let's test her out. And she's testing herself here in the ground game. I think that, training with the bone breakers, where the champion David Martinez calls home, they train some really sick jiu-jitsu out there, which is going to come into play here tonight against Park.
Well, Hyeon Park says, I think the fighting style is perfect for me here, and so far that looks to be the case. Palacios, I think, has weathered that blow, which was a mighty shot. There looked like a moment where Alan Abeles had to consider stopping the fight. Palacios still in it.
Came at her like a sonic boom.
She got lucky.
It was loud.
She got lucky.
Yeah, but Palacios very smart here. She's still in the game. Very calm, and has the arm bar. See what I was telling you guys?
From the back
She was just being very cautious.
Palacios is so good at this. Where else do you see this kind of action, folks? It's Medina! Palacios may have popped that arm out.
Oh my goodness!
Coming from the depths to turn the tables and improve to 7-1.
She almost ripped her arm apart, guys. My heart just stopped for a second.
We saw that earlier on this year with the Kimura. Yolanda Galindo, who's recovering.
Yolanda Galindo, that arm was fully stretched. The ligaments were being strained.
Oh, it might be, guys.
Oh my God.
But see, but I tell you, yes, it was a shocker. She got hit right from the start, but she kept cool, calm, just waiting for the opportunity. And she was just searching, waiting for that arm to be loose, and she grabbed onto it.
And you know how she got a little overconfident because she was lifting her up like she was we said we powerbomb her.
Well, let's
powerbomb, one arm powerbomb.
But no, it did not happen.
Palacios doing the title. It's hers.
It's you heard it, lady.
I mean, when you do a pound for pound in Combate, she's near the top. That was remarkable. She was dead to rights, turned it around, and got an incredible armbar victory. Her 5th in Combate, 5-0. We shall return. Incredible images here in La Jaula. You see Ana Palacios stoic in the background. Hyeon Park in a lot of pain. Hopefully there's no structural damage. She's in some agony, but she's going to meet Palacios in the center of the Jaula. And as we were saying just moments ago, for those who think that there's no action in these lower weight divisions, Exhibit A. Let's go to Lupe Contreras for the official decision.
Damas y caballeros, la esquina roja obliga a su rival a darse por vencida con un tiempo oficial de 3 minutos 15 segundos del primer episodio. Ladies and gentlemen, the red corner obligates her opponent to tap with an official time of 3 minutes 15 seconds of the opening round. Your winner, by way of submission, la vencedora por sumisión de México, la guerrera, Ana Palacios.
Hey guys, you know what's something very important? It's really hard to finish your fights with a submission. I mean, all the night it was, TKO or whatever. This is difficult to do.
And I'm really impressed with Hyeon Park. Her pain threshold's amazing. She should be going to get this checked by a doctor, but she allowed Palacios to have her moment. She didn't want to take away from it, and what a moment it has been. You know what's interesting about Palacios? Who wants to fight her? Gloria Bravo's fighting next week, and Palacios was asked, we'll only accept that if it was for a title. I thought I had a comprehensive win for her, not looking for that fight. But who then?
And looking at that replay here, Hyeon Park just depending on the right hand, which took Ana Palacios down straight to the canvas. But Palacios kept very cool, calm, and there it is.
You may want to look away
grabbing
here.
it in here. It was a little disturbing to see, to say the least. This is MMA, guys. They put everything on the line.
She cracked those hips, baby.
And
those
it's
hips
all
don't
about
lie.
that.
That
But you know
joint
what? You know what's
was out.
curious
It
to
looked
see?
like.
And imagine if that would have happened in the third round with all that sweat. You know, this was very early on, so she was able to get a good grip with the arm.
But even then, it was a hard position
Yeah.
to be at, you know. Like I said, I thought she was going to slam her, and that was going to be it.
Hyeon Park was handpicked to give Ana Palacios her toughest challenge. She did for a minute or so, but then the class came out. We'll be back. One Cuban fighter defeated earlier today in Antonio Noda, Jose Malespin, looking to change all that. He is just 21, so everything is in front of him. He is 3 inches taller, and he has a 1-inch reach advantage over Fernandez. We are in the flyweight division. To Lupe we go.
Este duelo, 3 vueltas, división peso mosca. There's about 3 rounds in the flyweight division. Los jueces son, the judges are Marc Streisand, Ricardo Celis y James Lázaro. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Presentando en la esquina azul, presenting the blue corner, wearing green, vestido de verde. Sobre la báscula, marcó un peso oficial de 125 libras y media on the scale. He registered an official weight of 125.5 pounds. Entra por segunda vez a la jaula a nivel profesional con récord de 1 derrota. Y entras la jaula for the second time as a pro with a record of 1 defeat. Representando a Ciudad Juárez, Chihuahua, México, Daniel Little Wolf Fernandez. Su contrario en la esquina roja, vestido de blanco. His opposition in the red corner, wearing white. Su peso oficial, 125 libras y media. He tipped the scales at an identical 125.5 pounds. Esta noche, dentro de la jaula de combate global, hace su debut profesional tonight. He makes his pro debut inside of la jaula, repping the MIA Miami, Florida. The Little Prince, Jose Malespin. El referee, Alana Vélez.
Alana Vélez, the third inside.
All right, I
the
gave you
house.
guys the instructions in the locker room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch them up, go ahead. Come out, fight. Judge. Judge. Judge.
Daniel Fernandez in the green, repping Mexico.
Fighter, you ready? Fighter, you ready? Fight!
Jose Malespin, nicknamed the Little Prince. Now if there's any connection to the classic by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. It's a good nickname. We'll see if the Prince will soon be king.
Malespin has a decorated background in jiu-jitsu. As I mentioned, he's trained with the likes of Sanford MMA, DK Fitness MMA.
You'll be happy to know that he got the Nicaraguan flag in the graphic.
I saw that.
So he's hedging his bets here.
We've had some
keeping
Nicas
a lot of
in
people
here.
happy.
Shout out to Manicas.
And he's also a black belt taekwondo.
Malespin gets dragged in, takes the back of Fernandez. He's got something to cook with here for 40 seconds into this fight.
Great control here, guys, from Malespin, just from the top, taking him down, very persistent, very cautious. Playing it out so well, Thunder.
Man, that's a compromising position right now. She has that body lock.
And Rodolfo, why is this? Because you would think Malespin's got his back, he's got a man on top of him, but still he has a favorable position here.
Well, at the same time, he has that figure 4 lock on him, so that's not allowing Fernandez to really do much, Thunder. And at the same time, look, he's working for the rear naked choke. He's just waiting for that opportunity to leave his chin open.
And Fernandez is trying to connect to him, but he can't reach that far back. He is
No
able
toes
to
in the
pivot
cage,
back.
no toes in the cage.
Yeah, Fernandez is trying to flip it, but Malespin said, no, not today, homie.
Wow, Malespin's good. Impressive grappling here.
Could have a standing rear naked here from this position.
And he's listening to his corner really, really well.
Fernandez is in deep, deep water here, and this round, this fight just beginning.
He's not letting go of that body lock. He's keeping it as tight as he can. As for Fernandez, he needs to grip that grip, push off. That's, you know, that slam thing is so dangerous when you do that.
No, it is, but you have to take risks sometimes. But
And now he's going to try again. He gets that arm under the chin, almost slipping it in.
Fernandez, though, does have that chin down.
Now he lets that, he tried to strike him, and that
he could be in trouble,
goes
guys.
even further back.
He could be in trouble.
Squeeze.
He could be
out.
sleeping.
He's out.
Nighty-night.
He is out.
Wow.
1-0 for the Little Prince.
Malespin, great performance in his professional debut. Made it look easy.
And he came with a game plan, which was the rear naked choke until he got it, and he finished him like that.
125 pounds is loaded in Combate Global. We may want to add another name.
Wow.
The top 10 will be on notice. Malespin can start to look who he wants to target.
Great stuff from Malespin. I'm going to have some carne asada with him this weekend.
He can eat anything he wants after that.
You are making me hungry. I'm already hungry, but Jesus. This was a great.
Oh, Rodolfo's great at that.
Why do you do that? This is,
He loves to talk about food.
I love food. I have a taco blog. I eat tacos every week.
Cacao, you guys know cacao? Well, I'll talk about it. Malespin knows what I'm talking about.
The disappointment for Daniel Fernandez, you can see he's thinking it over, where it went wrong. But there's not much you could do here because Malespin shot out of a cannon and took the fight exactly where he wanted to.
You would have never thought that this man is making his professional debut. He was just so confident right from the start, working the game, and he was just so hungry to finish off this fight so quickly with that submission.
I bet all the times that he sparred, he did that so many times and so well with every single person because he seems very calculated because he tried it from very different positions until he got it.
We are habits, right? Everything's about habit, and I'm sure you're right. He practiced that over and over and over again. Again, he trains with some game guys in Sanford MMA. I mean, there's no doubt here that he was very confident in his game plan. He knew that Fernandez was going to come in and strike, so.
Yeah, and the beautiful part is like he restricted both parts, the stomach and the neck.
The Malespin family there. And what a good kid, repping Cuba, repping Nicaragua, keeping all his family members content. They've got to be very, very proud. Let's get the official decision and go inside the
Damas y
jaula.
caballeros, la esquina roja consigue el estrangulamiento Mata León con un tiempo oficial de 2 minutos 21 segundos del primer asalto. Ladies and gentlemen, the red corner sinks in the rear naked choke with an official time of 2 minutes 21 seconds of the very first round. Your winner, by way of technical submission, el ganador por sumisión técnica. En su debut profesional, the Little Prince, Jose Malespin.
Jose Malespin, 1-0, but 1-0 with a bullet to the top. Impressive first round submission victory.
Impressive stuff from this young man, which I'm sure we'll see here very, very soon because he didn't even break a sweat.
Still
That's a
have,
nice part.
still have one more fight to go. We'll call it a night. And again, we'll be back next Friday and the Friday after that and the Friday after that as we take a look at the stats. Couldn't really accrue a lot of them in such a short amount of time, but it was enough, and the 2 takedowns did the job for Malespin.
Just great stuff from this young man. And again, we just only got a tip of the iceberg what Malespin is all about. Great ground game striking, very confident. And at this weight level, Thunder, as Max mentioned, it's rare to see knockouts or submissions, but clearly not in Combate Global.
Not here. This is like the second in a row.
Great stuff from both of these young men. Inside La Jaula, we're global, baby. All over the world.
Global.
Special hello to everyone here in the United States tuning in on Paramount Plus. You're not alone. There's everyone tuning in to this exciting brand that is growing by leaps and bounds and getting so many eyeballs. Take through the highlights of what we were able to see. This was the fight earlier this evening. Jean-Marc Howell and Carlos Guerra.
Well, Howell ended up getting that first victory inside La Jaula. Guerra attempting to go and perhaps finishes out with a Superman punch. He just couldn't get it, Thunder.
Man, I'm telling you, that's a great finisher, but he was not able to finish him. And, it was a great fight, honestly. Very entertaining.
Howell was consistent, though, trying to get a submission. Didn't work out for him, but it was impressive enough with those takedowns that allowed the judges to give this fight to him, earning his first victory inside La Jaula after competing against Tommy Aaron and Enrique Gonzalez. But tonight, he goes home with his hands raised.
Good effort there by Guerra as we continue. By the way, just taking a quick peek at the flyweights. Number 1 is Mikey Reyes. We have Ernesto Ibarra, Carlos Reyes, Chris Ocon, Pablo Caballero. A lot of good talent there, and Malespin would like to wedge himself in that top 10. A couple more victories, he'll be there.
The rankings have changed again, and Max. Oh, Thunder. This fight, man.
One of the best fights of the year, just because we hyped it up and when we put ourselves out there, but Thunder, it paid off.
And it did, and now she showed why she is the #1, and she deserves the title. Señores,
just give it to her. She'll have to fight for it, but you could almost give it to her. She's been that impressive. The question is, Rodolfo, as you look at the atomweight fighters, who wants this heat? She already beat Gloria Bravo. She beat Byung Park as well. You have Daniela Hernandez, Diana Mendoza out there, but this fighter, Palacios, is a different animal.
She is so different, and we're seeing an evolution or evolvement of this young lady in front of her eyes. Bread and butter was striking, and now, man, she's made that ground game so good and clean. She stayed composed. Park knocked her out with that overhand right, but Palacios just wasn't scared. She's like, okay, I'm gonna calm down, I'm gonna find my opportunity, and I'm gonna go ahead and win this here by submission.
That's what shows you who stays on top. Somebody that works on every single aspect of fighting. If something was not good, she's making sure that it's gonna be the best, because she's not gonna let that spot run away from her hands.
You can never be comfortable in one position, right? You can't be positioned in one martial art. So if I am already confident in my hands, then I gotta do and work my ground game, my transition over and over and over until I get the same confidence I do with my hands.
And you look at those stats, it's very hard to believe that Palacios won. She was outstruck 30-11, had the one takedown, and it paid off. One more fight coming your way. We'll put a bow on a Friday night.
Mi nombre es Marcos, el matador Bonilla, de Los Ángeles, California. Tengo 36 años. Pues antes te diría que mi estilo es striker. Me gusta el boxeo, el kickboxing. Pero siento que ya en estos últimos años de mi carrera, mi estilo es más un mixed martial artist completo.
Yo soy un peleador, me considero un peleador muy técnico, inteligente. Y siento que eso me da confianza para llevar mi pelea donde yo quiero. De mi rival, sé que es un peleador con experiencia, que es muy buen striker, tiene muy buen juego de kickboxing. Entonces yo siento que va a ser una pelea interesante, va a ser mucho intercambio y del mismo tipo de estilo.
Sé que voy a ganar esta pelea. Tomé esta pelea en solo 8 días de notificación. No hubiera tomado la pelea si no pensáramos que íbamos a salir con la victoria.
Pues yo vengo a dar una guerra, quiero sacarme la espinita de la pelea pasada. Vengo a dejarlo todo, como todos los mexicanos que venimos acá. Pues esperen una buena pelea.
Nos vemos en la jaula. Vamos a pelear, hay tiro.
Vamos a dar una guerra, yo sé que creo que viene motivado y yo también, entonces podemos dar un show.
He needs this victory. And Bonilla, of course, needs to keep that winning streak going on his end, Max.
There is the head-to-head, both in their mid-30s, 2-inch height advantage for Bonilla, 3-inch reach advantage for Lozano. We're at a catch weight of 150 pounds. Now for the particulars, let's go back to La Voz, Lupe Contreras.
Este duelo, 3 vueltas a un peso pactado a 150 libras. It's about 3 rounds. At a catch weight of 150 pounds, los jueces son, the judges are Dorian Mirasola, Marc Streisand y Ricardo Celis. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Presentando en la esquina azul, vestido de azul, presenting the blue corner, wearing blue. Marcó un peso oficial de 149 libras y un cuarto. He registered an official weight of 149 1/4 pounds. En 12 combates, mantiene un récord de 5 victorias y 7 derrotas. En 12 pro bouts, he represents a record of 5 victories against 7 losses. De sangre salvadoreña, and fighting out of Los Angeles, California, El Matador, Marcos Bonilla. Su oponente en la esquina roja, vestido de rojo con blanco, his opponent in the red corner, wearing red with white. Su peso oficial, 150 libras, his official weight, 150 pounds. En 15 combates, mantiene un récord de 9 victorias y 6 derrotas. In 15 pro bouts, he maintains a record of 9 victories against 6 losses. De la Sultana del Norte, Monterrey, Nuevo León, México, el Diamante, Ruben Lozano. From the DR, referee, Tommy Santana.
Tommy Santana, the third inside La Jaula.
Muy buenas noches, caballero, y bienvenido a la pelea global estelar de la noche. Hemos repasado el reglamento en la parte de atrás y se espera una pelea dura pero limpia. ¿Alguna pregunta de usted? ¿Alguna pregunta para el suyo? Vamos. Aguarde si desea. Listo a pelear. Listo. Listo.
You saw both fighters. They have some losses on their record. They don't want any more. They know if they can catch lightning in the bottle, get to the form, find that groove that they always thought they could, this can change very quickly. Bonilla in the blue, and El Diamante from Monterrey. And you saw Levi Marroquin in his corner, one a real royalty when it comes to Monterrey fighting.
Monterrey, Nuevo León, señores, where the Regios are, like, people are really, like, they're fighters, everyone. And by the way, you know that they don't have water a lot of the times, running water.
It's a tough place. I mean, it's an interesting place because you have the rich of the rich. You'll have like the dealerships of all these Teslas and Bentleys, and then there's parts of the town which not quite livable. But it is one of these burgeoning marketplaces. We've seen more and more good fighters coming out of Baja California, Mexico City without a doubt, like Ana Palacios, Guadalajara, and certainly Monterrey.
Is that a smack?
Yeah, that's that Nick Diaz slap.
The chops of the head.
Ear.
Which really bothers the heck out of you, especially in the ear. But
I was just gonna say that because he can make your ear ring, and what?
Yeah.
Professional fighting, ear,
Nice
stamping the
takedown
feet, all of that applies.
from Bonilla, and he's applying that pressure, man. But he has to be careful because he can put it in the guillotine right there.
Yeah, and he's
Oh.
very cautious.
He's
He has
cranking
that
away.
crank,
Bonilla
yep.
gets out of there. Not quite though. Still has some work to do.
Bonilla picked up the pace. He was on a losing streak here. He ended up changing to camps, moved to California, MMA training with the likes of world champion Josh Barnett. But this is the guy that we've seen in Combate several times.
Yes.
His fifth appearance, took on guys like AJ McKee Jr.
That's right,
a stud in
2015.
MMA.
He fought in Bellator there. Also fought Rafa Garcia in 2017. This is his 5th fight with Combate. Speaking of Bonilla, El Matador.
But Bonilla does feel that he's a different man. He's just had a son or a child, and when you have a kid,
Yeah,
I mean,
and
that
It
just
is a
changes
son.
everything. It just changes everything. Your personal life and career as a fighter as well.
And also, he said that his son is a motivation because his son has some complications when he was born, and he's a guerrero himself.
Oh, another crank here. Bonilla's got to be careful. All that training. He's stepped up there with Josh Barnett. Chad George is another one who's a tremendous fighter now, trainer. Has a great gym there, and Bonilla wants to reap the awards, but right now he is getting plugged here by Lozano.
Ruben, he had that boxing background, but we're seeing a different type of fighter here tonight. Great work
Wrist
on the
control.
ground.
Yeah, we see him with good jiu-jitsu right now. He's applying that pressure with the hand earlier, just to annoy your opponent, as he can,
Lozano looks really good.
Look how he's setting up those legs there. He's trying to get the other leg around so he can work for a rear naked choke, potentially get Bonilla.
Bonilla's defending
Soften him up.
Yeah, because Lozano has a really good transitions right
Well,
now.
that's an awkward place for Lozano's arm to be, and Bonilla making the decision on where to take it from here, although Lozano settles back underneath, gets under the arm.
Yeah, Bonilla's doing what he can. He's trying to push up those hips to get off that position. But Lozano just like a spider on a spider web, not letting him go.
Well, Lozano, it looks like a guy who has a good submission game. He has never won via submission.
Does have their submission here from Bonilla, though.
Bonilla has.
Oh.
Maybe a Kimura attempt.
Kimura there, yep.
You know how hard it is to finish something without Kimura? So it's like...
They're just going to give it to you.
Yes.
Nobody wants to feel that.
Key lock, Americana.
Bonilla gets sat back down.
Those are all tough to miss. Twisters. I
Yes,
mean, those
yes.
are all hard to come.
El Diamante Lozano, he has a tattoo of a diamond on his arm, and that's where the nickname came from. He started his career 4-0, 3 first-round TKOs, and then he hit a bit of a skid. 9-6, he wants to fix it. 0-1 in Combate. Looks like a guy who started 4-0 early on.
Watch the back of the head.
You know, Lozano took on Jimmy Sandlin, who has some great grappling, great wrestling. Bonilla is a different type of fighter, of course, but Lozano here being more of the extraordinaire when it comes to the ground.
Yeah, and Bonilla continued to try to do that Kimura. I think it's more for us as a defense. He's not allowing Mr. Lozano to move.
Separate.
Tommy Santana will separate it, and maybe for the best. Both these fighters were very cautious not to concede anything.
I had a chance to speak to Lozano last time around. He took the fight on a couple of days' notice, so now he said he had a full camp. He was able to prepare, but then again, Bonilla just came and took this fight just days ago.
Well, Lozano looks cut. Looks like a proper athlete right now, as this will wrap up the first round, although Lozano goes out swinging. Ruben Lozano, by all indicators, winning that first round, applying the pressure. Bonilla was just in salvage mode.
Different type of fighter the last time we saw Lozano here. Great with a stand-up and then just working into grab a submission anywhere that he could, Thunder.
Yes, and Bonilla was really good at defending whatever Lozano was trying to do. Like, he stayed at the Kimura position. Unfortunately, he was not able to finish, but he took some damage at the end of the round.
But defending ain't gonna get you anything if you want to impress the judges or win this fight. You have to pull the trigger and try to finish it in an impressive fashion.
While we have a moment, we did want to While we have a moment, I wanted to mention it earlier. We lost a member of our crew, Alberto Anaya. I know we're getting to the end of the broadcast, but we wanted to say to everyone how much we miss him. And he was a big part of the Combate family, part of the broadcast that we brought every week. So to our friend Beto and to his family, our thoughts are with you, and we're here to support you. The Combate group has been absolutely first class in dealing with this because, as we always like to say, and I said to Thunder Rosa joins us, once you're here, you are family, and that's how you'll be treated.
He's a sweet, sweet man. He'll be missed.
Rest in peace.
Second round here, and Lozano looking to pick up where he left off.
Yeah, real confident right from the start. And Bonilla, the more experienced of the two, but Lozano. And it goes back to saying, you know, he had a full camp. He was able to work on those things that he thinks that he needed to really put the cherry on top. And you can see in it here.
I don't know if you noticed, Bonilla, when he enters the same way, and he puts himself in a very particular position that you can get the guillotine right there.
Almost like a mirror image of what we saw in that first round. Now Bonilla, they're trying to lift him up, potentially a slam, but what's really prohibiting him from is La Jaula. It's great defense.
It did appear Bonilla was weathering a storm, but now, once again, and it is Lozano, who was clearly the winner in that first round, hell-bent on getting a submission victory here. He wants one on the record.
Lozano trying to rip that grip and spin around so he can take it down to the center of La Jaula. But now he is trying to go for that submission. Did the same thing too in the first round. Oh, great knee!
Wow! The wake-up call! 3 shots!
3, you're out!
My heart just dropped.
3 for $1. Bonilla's face looked like he just bit into something awful. It was that knee.
On the first one, he was already counting sheep.
Right on the jaw. That will do it.
Tommy Santana thrusting in there before it got any worse because Bonilla could go nowhere. He was caught and stuck.
Good eye on Santana protecting the fighter, but wow.
I felt it.
Crazy business we are in, but Lozano victorious in explosive fashion.
Este combate concluye con un tiempo oficial de 1 minuto 48 segundos del segundo episodio. This bout concludes with an official time of 1 minute 48 seconds of round number 2. Your winner, by way of KO, el ganador por knockout, el diamante, Ruben Lozano.
Ruben Lozano, that 10-6 gotta feel really good. And a victory for Mexico, as well as Monterrey.
Otra para Monterrey, señoras y señores. Yes, another Mexicano, a winner.
The Marroquín, Jair Perez. It's an exciting time for our company.
And more kids are not going to go into those MMA academies, you know, the Lions Alpha and the Bone Breakers and all those great camps in Mexico and try it out. Because look, we were all kids at one point when we saw these things on TV. We want to be a karate or this and that, and this is just a motivation.
Well, I started calling fights here at the end of 2018 for Combate, and remember we had the pandemic there wedged in between. The growth in Mexican MMA from then and now has been massive as we see the highlights of Lozano versus Bonilla.
Yeah, and he tried to pretty much finish this fight right from the start of that first round, but Bonilla had a little bit of extra oxygen to survive into the second, but Lozano, he just had the pedal to the metal. He had the hands on the wheel, Thunder.
Yes, and
look at those vicious knees. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and he just set it up so nicely.
And great officiating by Tommy Santana, because that 3 could have been 4 or 5.
And again, what's the mistake here? Well, Lozano very smart. He allowed Bonilla to hold on to the hand, but it was more like a distraction to leave that opening so he can land those knees.
He was completely stuck.
Yeah, because usually you have to grab that knee to make sure you protect.
But
your
see, if you let go of the hand, so
it was a lose-lose situation at this point.
It was a 50. I mean, it's like playing 21 in Vegas, man. You don't know what you're gonna get.
It was hard.
Bonilla, the arms were taken away and it was curtains. Lozano, industrious enough to get that knee high and on the money. The first one was all she wrote, and then Bonilla just had to sit there and take it. And thankfully, Tommy Santana saw it very quickly and stepped in, as you see the stats for a fight that went just a minute or so into the second round. That's about par for the course.
Great stuff from both these. Lozano and Bonilla, kudos to him. He took the fight on a day's notice, less than two weeks. You need a full camp.
Yeah, man.
He just came off a victory. Sure, you're running off the momentum, but he fought back in May of 21st. When you come to think of it, if you're taking a fight, you don't know much of your opponent. It's a crapshoot, but he took it. He has that gut. He's a vet here of Combate Global. He was willing to step in. I'm sure that we have not seen the last of him inside La Jaula. We'll see Bonilla very soon.
Like he said, he's gonna be done when his body gives up or when he's not having fun, and he's still having fun.
All right, we're gonna hear from the winner, El Matador. Pardon me. We'll hear from El Diamante, Ruben Lozano.
All right, so we're going to translate here. We'll see, get the questions. Is a translation?
Bien, muy contento.
Okay.
Muy contento
How do you feel? I
oportunidad.
feel real great for this opportunity. And let's wait for the question here as a translate, feeding it to us, so just bear with us.
It's a long question.
Yeah. What was the route for the victory for this fight? I feel very well. I worked very hard for this. I looked at the last fight. Well, I took it on short notice, but now I was able to leave it all in the cage, the jaula, and I found the way to win. Once again, this is an impromptu interview. We're translating it on the spot, so bear with us, folks.
Sí, de hecho, la primer rodilla
Yes,
que conecté,
the first knee I hit, I felt
el daño,
that damage.
Ajá. Sí, sentí que
I felt
Tú sientes cuando conectas a
you
alguien
feel
bien.
when you connected
Sentí
very
que lo había
well.
conectado y de ahí dije,
From
no,
there,
no voy a quitar hasta que el referee me quite.
I'm just gonna wait for the referee to stop it.
Pues yo
What's next up in your career?
abierto a mí.
I'm open.
Es a lo que me dedico todos los días.
I dedicate to
Trabajo
this
muy
every
duro por
single
esto
day. I work very
bueno,
hard.
si me dan aquí otra oportunidad,
So if
pues
they give me another
encantado,
opportunity,
voy a
then
tomar.
I'll be more than happy and I'll take it.
Gracias.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Gracias,
I
hermano.
think gracias
Wait,
is, yeah, everybody
No, you
understands.
take it. And we'd love to see him again in Diamante Lozano. That was the best we have seen him. A massive improvement.
Huge.
From the feet to Sandstorm Sandlin.
Damas y caballeros, queremos tomar este momento para recordar a un integrante de la familia de Combate Global. Como parte de nuestro equipo de producción, se destacó por ser uno de los mejores camarógrafos en la industria y como amigo, por llenar a nuestras carteleras con humor y alegría. Esta noche le dedicamos este evento a la memoria de nuestro amigo Alberto Beto Anaya. Que descanse en paz. Un momento de silencio, por favor.